Hey everyone, this is Chef Luis Sanchez and this is A Seat at My Table. Today we're going to talk about something called green sauce. And what is green sauce? Well, it relates to Peruvian restaurants. So if you've ever been to one, you come in and the first thing people request is the green sauce. What is it? Is it Peruvian? I'm going to tell you all about it because this, my friends, is a jalapeno and we don't have them in Peru. But we use them here. So we'll talk about it and we're going to make the most amazing and simple hot sauce that you can keep in your fridge and enjoy with every meal of the day. See you soon. Alright, so welcome back to our kitchen. We're going to make this amazing hot sauce that people refer to as the green sauce when it comes to Peruvian restaurants. And it's basically a jalapeno hot sauce. And I know just from taste what other restaurants put in theirs. This is what I'm going to show you what I put in mine at my restaurant. So I don't know if I elevated it or made it better. I just like the consistency of it a little bit better, and it's not as raw tasting, but it's still very simple and very simple to make. So basically we're going to go over the ingredients. This is a jalapeno pepper. Sometimes they're a little bit smaller. If they're too small, then you might be looking at a serrano pepper, not a jalapeno pepper. Sometimes these things pack heat. I know that there's a Scoville rating system, but I know that sometimes I can chew through this like I'm chewing a bell pepper and I don't feel anything. So it depends on really the batch that you get. So this sauce is going to have jalapenos, cilantro, which is a good friend of Peruvian cooking, onion, garlic, and lime, and then salt. And then we're going to sort of blend it or ease our blender with a little bit of oil and a little bit of water. But that's it. So we're making a hot sauce. And the different part of this hot sauce that I think we do differently is we cook our jalapenos. So we're going to use about 8 of them. And we're going to just take the tops off with a knife. And then we're going to split them up. I'm not removing any seeds or anything. It's supposed to be a hot sauce. So if you want it milder, then go ahead and remove the seeds and the veins inside the bell pepper. I don't do that. I want it to be hot. So then we're going to saute with a little bit of oil. So in the pan, we're going to have the jalapenos and then the onion. And then we're going to cool it down and we're going to come back here and in the blender we'll put in the jalapenos and the onions that are cooked. And then the garlic, and then the oil, the water, and the salt. So I'm just going to do a little prep for the onion. So since this is going to be blended, we don't have to worry too much about how we cut it. So we're going to do a rough chop. And the first thing we want to do is peel the onion. So we're going to do that. Separate the pieces that are ready to go. And then the jalapenos, like I said, we're going to keep them whole. I'm just going to remove the tops. You can probably rip each top off, but you don't want to do that because then you touch your face with any of that jalapeno juice and you're going to blame me, which you should, because I should have told you not to do it. So here's the onion. And then the jalapenos, basically, we're just going to do that and do that. So without touching the inside, I'm just going to leave it like that. So we're going to do about 7 or 8. If they're huge, you can do 7. And that should give you about, 24 ounces to 30 ounces of hot sauce. We're going to add the cilantro in there already. So at this point, you can be brave and taste and see, get an idea of what or how hot these jalapenos are. They are not going to be as spicy as the flavor that you're going to pick up right now because we're going to cut it down with the onion, the garlic, the water, and the cilantro. So I got one more here. And I think that's good. And basically, what we're going to do is place all these ingredients in my saute pan, along with the onion, and soften them up with a little bit of oil. We want to cook them until they're soft so they're easier to blend. And then we come back here, and I'm going to show you how to blend them. So see you guys soon. Remember me? Hot sauce. So we're making our Peruvian hot sauce, and that's going to happen to you too, so it's alright. This is the jalapeno hot sauce. I sauteed the jalapenos with the onions, and now we're going to finish it up in the blender. So obviously this is hot. You can wait a little bit if you're more comfortable. I'll probably suggest that you wait a little bit so it's not as hot. I'm just going to place it in the blender for now. And we have I think we ended up using about 7 jalapeno peppers and 1 medium-sized white onion. And we just sauteed it with a little bit of oil. And we haven't added any salt or anything else right now. It's just sort of softened onions and jalapeno peppers. from the fact that I'm not coughing for 10 minutes, tells me that it's not as hot as it could be, which is a good thing. So I'm adding all the onions in there, and I'm adding that oil that came out and was helped us saute it. So let's set that over there. So that's what we have here. So then the other ingredients that are going to go in here are cilantro, a little bit of water, garlic, lime juice, and salt. So you all know my blender. I feel like my blender is my sidekick today, and in this shows that we're doing. The top for the blender, however, I have no clue where it is, but we will make it happen because I was just told that it's behind me. So I'm going to go over there and get it. So this is the jalapenos and the onions, and we're going to help my trusty little old school blender with a little bit of water, and then we're going to get this going, and I'm going to get the top for it, which is up here. And whenever you're blending something hot, please be very respectful. So maybe ignore what I'm doing and at home wait a little bit longer for this to cool down. But I'm going to add a little bit of water, so that should cool it down a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And I'm not even worried about the cilantro yet because I don't want to overcrowd the blender, and I don't want to make it work any extra hard right now. I'm going to add my, always roll your limes a little bit before you do what I did. And then we're going to add some lime juice in there. I'm going to start with one. You want to definitely taste a little bit of the citrusy notes of a lime, but you don't want it to be so overpowering. So we're going to start with one and see how that goes. And we're going to add our garlic too. Cool. Put the top in there. And remember, steam is going to happen when you blend something hot. So when a steam happens, it has to escape somewhere. So blenders have little vents in them, but you want to go kind of soft with the blender. So in that case, you can just make it happen that way. So I'm going to start blending this, and then I'm going to add some oil, and then I'm going to add the cilantro to make it happen. But it should be good. I'm going to start in low. Once I have it at this point where we have a good base for what we want, I'm going to add the cilantro. And the cilantro, I'm going to add one bunch today. And remember, we spoke about this when we made that awesome chicken and rice soup with cilantro. This is what holds the cilantro together. If you forget that, then you're going to blend it. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to chop it. It's just plastic. So we're going to add our cilantro in there. I'm going to add half, and then the other half after. And then I'm going to start adding my oil. And a little bit more of the water. Alright, I think we have it where we want it to be, and I'm going to taste for salt. Remember, it's not only spicy, but it's also hot, so don't put a whole teaspoon in your mouth. That's really good. It still needs salt. And I am going to add the rest of the cilantro because I like it to be a little bit more bright. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. Alright, I'll have it ready for me if I need it, and then I'm going to add the rest of the cilantro. The same thing, we're going to remove the rubber band, and then we're going to add the cilantro. You can just stir it. Cool. So it's nicer, it's thicker, it's greener, it's more vibrant, and that's basically the hot sauce. So I like it to be spicy, but it's not the hot sauce that it's not a habanero hot sauce where it's just like you just put a little bit. You can do a good amount. And this will work great if you want to make like a spicy aioli. You can cut it with mayonnaise that you make at home. If you want to make some good enchiladas, I would make like a tomatillo sauce, and you can add a little bit of this because it's way too spicy to just cover your enchiladas with. But it could work with other things, and it will refrigerate nicely, and it's got a very vibrant flavor. Great with grilled chicken, meats, roasted chicken, potatoes, or just put a little dab of it next to your plate and just kind of play with it. But we love it with everything. Like I said, it's not a Peruvian sauce in the sense that we don't make something like this in Peru. It has been adopted as a Peruvian hot sauce at Peruvian restaurants, and I wanted to share that with you. So here it is, the green sauce from the Peruvian restaurants, and this, once again, is a seat at my table, and I am so glad that you were here with us to share this recipe with you. And please make it at home, keep it in your fridge, impress your friends, and enjoy. See you guys at the next episode.